Hello. So today I wanted to do a kind of analysis on Theo Katzman's "My One Bedroom," a song from his album Heartbreak Hits. Really awesome album. I really like Theo Katzman. I think he's probably one of my favorite singer-songwriters right now. I think he's a great guitar player and drummer as well. Um, just all around insane musician. I saw him live once and it was really good. It was awesome. Okay, yeah. So let's get started. So yeah, I guess so the intro and the verse kind of follow this progression. I'll just play it once through and then we'll talk about it in more detail. So yeah. So first thing to note is we're in the key of E, so E major. And then great thing about E is we can leave these top two strings open because they're just E and B, which is the 1 and the 5 of the scale. So very useful thing, very interesting thing that he does as well. I think it adds like a kind of ring to the sound almost, because I like the open strings on the guitar, they just tend to ring out more, especially the top two strings. So yeah, that's what he does in his chords. Like he'll just always let these top two strings ring out, which is a really cool sound in my opinion. And then so we start off. The first chord is an E over G sharp. So E first inversion chord. So how to press that? We have 4 on the 6th string. We skip a string, and then we get 2 and then 4. So we get 4, skip 2, 4, and then the top 2 are open, like I mentioned. So you get and then so that's the first chord, and the second chord is you take that shape and you shift it up by 2, but you shift the bass down by 1. So it looks like that. And so in numbers you got 5, skip 4, 6, and then open. So you got So yeah, those are the first two, and then so that's the first section, and then the next two chords are. So yeah, this one is this third chord is an E chord again. So we got E over B this time. So before we had E over G sharp, this time we got E over B. And so we got the B, we have the G sharp here, and we have the E. So we got the B, the 5, 3. And then 1. And then the next chord is this chord? It's another A chord, and it's actually the same exact shape as the first chord, which was, if you remember, E over G sharp. So it's the same chord, but just shifted up 5 frets. So we got 9 blank 7 9 instead. So this is A over C sharp, first inversion A chord. So first inversion major. Yeah, and so that's really it. So for the verse, actually there's one more chord. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, let's take a minute. Yeah, I know I'm talking a lot about theory right now, but let's take a minute to just see why are these inversions important or interesting. So like if we didn't play it with inversions, we played everything in root position, it might sound something like this. Something like that, which is not terrible, but I think it's much more interesting play like this. And the reason being, I feel like the inversion adds a different kind of color almost to the major chord. It doesn't sound so direct and so happy. It sounds almost a little more complicated, but also just not so straightforward. I know that's not a very great description, but it's a sound, right? It's a different sound, and I think the use of inversions here allows them to create a movement in the bass that's more fluid than just alternating between. All right, so you got. which is also another great thing you can do with inversions. Yeah. Okay. So after this, so to end this section, we play. So this is the. So yeah. So we do this section. And then, so what this is, it's C sharp minor. Again with the open top 2 strings, and so C sharp minor is just 9 skip 9 9, and then so we got that C sharp, and then we got this the same as the second chord. We got the A 6 9 chord, and then again this was our 4th chord, I believe. No, this was our 3rd chord, E over B. So that's the end of the verse. And then the next kind of section is pre-chorus, which is probably my favorite section. You get E over B, and then you get this chord. I'll just play the pre-chorus. So hard to see the stars into knots every time. So yeah. So what happens there is we get this E over B, and then we step this E note down to the D, and so what this creates, it creates an E7 chord. So it kind of creates a dominant sound, right? So it's not in the key of E anymore, well, temporarily, right? So it's called a secondary dominant. It functions as the 5 of the 4 chord, so it really wants to go here, but that's not where we go. We kind of go somewhere else instead. But what we have is. We have this. Tell me why. 2, 3, 4. It's so hard to see the stars align. And so what we have there is we have this shape again. So this is the same shape as we had earlier, but just shifted down a whole step. So this is, instead of being E over B, this is D over A. And then so we're doing the same thing. So of stepping down that root, the root of this chord. So the D. We're stepping that down as well. So what we're doing, but in the second time, we're making a pass through the major 7. So we're going. It's pretty cool, right? So it's So to analyze this, what we have is we got the D, D over A, and then we have the kind of a D major 7 almost over A again, and then the D7 over A. So played in like more conventional voicings, maybe it would sound something like tell me why is it so hard to see the stars align, and then you got the D major 7, and then D7. And so that's the end of the pre-chorus. So we got but how he plays it, I'll just play it again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me why. 3, 4. Is it so hard to see the stars align? We tingle into knots every time. Yeah. So it's like the rhythm there is it's really interesting. He kind of slows down, but it's a lot of fun pre-chorus. So just and then the next part, I'll just go straight into the chorus. So we end on this D7 with these top 2 notes. Top 2 notes, we got the E, which is the 9, and the B, which is some sort of what is this? It's a 13, right? So we got the 13 and the 9. So this is like cool sound. I especially like how how there's this kind of clash here, which is interesting between the 13 and the minor 7. They're just placed right next to each other, which is maybe unusual. I don't know if it's unusual or not, but like, it sounds cool. So yeah, you get so that's the end of the pre-chorus. Okay, and so that's D7, and then we resolve that to this chord. I'll do this again. So I'll play the section, this next section, and then yeah, and then we'll go through it step by step. So. Repeats that a couple of times, 4 times, well, 2 times because I played it twice. You know what I mean? So yeah, the first chord there was this. So it's 7 7 6 6. What that is if you just ignore the bass for now, you just look at the rest of the notes. It's a E, and then the major 7. Sorry, not the 6. So E 6, and then you have the E the 3rd, and then the 6th. So it's like an E6 chord, and then you have the B in the bass, so a 5 in the bass. So it's like an E6 with a 5 in the bass, and it's like this. And then the next chord is the exact same, except for you shift the bass note down by 1. And then so you might analyze this as a B flat minor 7 flat 5, or B flat half diminished. They're the same thing. But what it is, you got the B flat, you got the tritone, which is the flat 5, you got the minor 7 here, and then you have the minor 3rd here. So yeah, so you get, so it sounds like this. So yeah, so we'll talk about how to analyze this. It doesn't really matter. Like, ultimately, the analysis doesn't really matter, because, you know, it is what it is. It sounds like what it sounds like. I think the analysis is just a way for people to make sense of why it sounds like a certain way, or to make similarities between different songs and stuff. But like, yeah, ultimately, you know, it's this chord, right? It's just this, whatever it is. Oh, sorry, not that. It's this. Okay, and then the last chord in this section is this really nice chord, which is actually just another voicing of an A6 chord. So you got the A, you got the E, and you got the A, E, and then you got the F sharp here, which is the 6th, and you have the major 3rd here, the C sharp, and then you have the 9 as well. So you have the 9 on the open string. But actually, I don't think he plays the open string in the chorus, which is another way he differentiates. Yeah, I'll talk. So I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but like, so yeah, let's just play that. So we got. And then you repeat that, and then I think on the last repeat, he goes from this E6 over B to instead of this chord that we had where we just shifted the bass down 1, we go to this chord, which is B flat 7 sharp 11, but. So now this one's kind of more easy to analyze. This is the substitute dominant of A, of the 4. So sub 5 of 4, and so like so what that, you know, what that means is it's just the dominant chord half step above A. So half step above the 4, which is the A. So in this case, so this is the first one, and then you go. And so like this chord just really wants to resolve to A, right? So you get that really nice resolution from like very kind of twangy but very cool, in my opinion, chord, and then you go down to this. It's like a breath of fresh air almost. But yeah, so you get that nice resolution there, and then so yeah, that's essentially the chorus, and then this is how the chorus ends. So it's like that, and then returns to the verse a couple times. So yeah, another thing about the chorus I want to say is the rhythm he plays is, so this case, so remember how Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's talk about how he differentiates between the verse and the chorus. Well, one thing is like the chorus is very much accenting the beats. So if I count and play, so 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's pretty much like strumming on the beat most of the time. I mean, there's obviously like strumming like up and down, but like downbeats emphasized. Whereas in the verse, if you count, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I kind of messed up there, but 1, 2, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see how it's like emphasizing the offbeat there, right? So that's one way he differentiates it. Another way was the the open strings on the verses, whereas you get like these kind of closed voicings on the bottom 4 strings for the chorus. And another thing that is more commonly done is just like the vocal range of the verse and the chorus. So like the verse is kind of here is like. So it's like kind of like it's kind of like average middle kind of range, and then the pre-chorus suddenly goes high, right? Yeah, and then so it's getting colder. So yeah, so it's like the chorus is significantly higher, and it goes even higher. Not quite you believe, Clover. It's like much too high for me to sing. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, that's another way he distinguishes between verse and chorus, which is awesome. So yeah. I think the main takeaways for me in the song were just like the use of inversions to like kind of add color to otherwise very simple chord progression, right? It's literally just like 1 4 1 4. Yeah, so the use of inversions, the use of like voicings on the guitar with these open strings, just kind of makes it a lot more interesting. Yeah, and also just like using rhythm, like varying between the offbeat and like onbeat as a way to create contrast between verse and chorus. I think that was also another takeaway. What else? Oh yeah, there's like a lot of things. Like if you watch the video of him performing this live, he has a really nice like close-up cover of this. But yeah, you'll notice like just like some minor details in the playing. So like. So yeah, like between verses, like so like just like those like little like rhythmic like accents like between sections. So in this case it was 2 3 4 4 like yeah, I don't know. He just uses that really well. And then oh yeah, so another thing. Sorry, I'm just going on a lot of tangents right now. But another thing that really that he does to like make contrast between the verses is like use this is my opinion. I think this is what I'm hearing. But you can like based on where what part of your hand you use to strike the guitar, like you can create like very different sounds. So like for example, if I use like the flesh part of my thumb. Like a warmer, like muted sound. But like if I use the nails, like if I strike it with the nails going down and up, I go. So yeah, you get like more crisper sound. I think for the most part he uses his nails to play. Yeah, and so like, and I think another way he distinguishes between 2 verses is in the 3rd verse after the first chorus. There's just more like like more like strumming and less, like ghost notes, but generally the rhythm stays the same. So there's so you kind of add intensity through that way. Another interesting thing was like you can like make that transition by strumming, or you can do it and they're just different sounds, like they're kind of subtle differences, but I'm wondering if he thinks about them. But I so what I hear is typically the strumming version, but this is what the kind of hitting version sounds like. 2, 3, which is also a nice sound. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so that's kind of my take on my one bedroom. Hope you all have a great day.